Where my glasses? Where's my glasses? Man, I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here this morning. Welcome, guys. Like my mother said, thank God for Jesus. Welcome, Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team, only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Chat room's open. You can call in. The number's 570-982-6950. Thank God for Jesus. We are in the building. We are excited to be here. Shout out to all my folks over there on YouTube. I am so grateful to be here, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Please like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. It's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Almost 10 years running. Now, I'm gonna just jump right into this thing. I know there's nobody on the board right now. And I know some of the contributing reasons why is the fact that we wasn't on Monday, and I'm gonna talk about that, and I haven't been posting, and I'm gonna talk about that. So there is definitely some inconsistencies with the show this week. But like I've always said, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team, all its cast members are 100% committed to this movement. And I'm going to tell you what happened to me the other day, and it was unbelievable. It was insidious. It was crazy. It was all the above. And I don't know if I could see the chat room or not, but God bless. You guys are in there. And I truly appreciate y'all. I don't want to wait too long. We got a special guest, and Miss Miko's on deck in a minute. And Cindy J's on a cruise with her family, and God bless her. And welcome to the show, and good morning. Sister Soldier, when you come into the chat room, I need to talk to you. I need you to call me after the show. Now, let's start. Hold on a second. Let me just clean up a little bit here. There's a lot going on here. And I got to make sure everything is in its right place because my wife, she has severe OCD, and everything got to be in the right place at the right time. That's another story. Okay, so this is what happened. And welcome, guys. Truly appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. So let me go back to last week. I have two devices. I have two cell phones, right? Hold on. Let me bring Miko in. Hold on, Miko. Let me see how I do. Oh, I forgot to put the banner up. Wait. Miss Miko, let me see how I can do it. Oh, wait. There's an echo. Hold on. Miss Miko, you got a lot of noise going on over there. Let me see.
No noise at all. Good morning.
Good morning. Hold on. There is a noise going on.
Oh.
First of all, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
Miss Miko, thank you for your patience. And I was just getting ready to get into the whole thing. But first of all, before I get into it, everybody, Miss Miko's on deck. Miss Miko, good morning. I'll pass it on to you before I get into my little rant. We also got a special guest at 8:30. My friend, comedian, hilarious. Her name is Alea, the comedian. She's gonna be on deck.
I love Alea, the comedian. She's from Harrisburg area, right?
Yeah.
You actually brought her to a show in this area one time, and I met her. Love her energy. Love her comedy. Yeah, she's funny. I like Alea.
Well, congratulations. Right. And you know, like there's certain comedians that like myself that's out here grinding. Nobody know who we are. And I've been doing this for 20 years. Half the people don't even know who I am. And then when they see me performing, it's like, oh my God, I want to follow you. And Aaliyah has that same effect. But we'll get to that. She'll be here on deck in a minute. Miss Miko, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine, Shawn. I'm trying to beat this weather, boy. Summer is here. Summer is here. So I'm trying real hard to beat this weather.
What are you so excited about? It's summertime, it's June. The weather's supposed to be like this.
But it wasn't. Last week, it wasn't like this. Last week, God was trying to drown us. You remember that? And then back in freaking May, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. So I'm just happy to see the sunshine. I'm happy that my lawn is cut. I'm happy to put the mulch down with the flowers. I'm happy to do outdoor living and go sit in the backyard with my granddaughter. I'm just excited about all of that.
Well, like my mother
welcome summertime.
Well, like my mother said, thank God for Jesus. Thank God you got your little patio there. You can sit there. There's a lot of folks that don't have no patios. They got fire escapes on the fourth floor. So
Oh,
again,
tragic.
thank God that you are in that position, and that's what's up. Now, and then speaking of that, right, it's supposed to be 90 degrees today. And Miss Miko, the first thing I throw on is a black t-shirt. Something's wrong with me.
Crazy. You're crazy.
I'll change that in a minute. And welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. You know how we give it up. Now, Sister Soldier, I want you to call me after the show because Miss Miko, I want Sister Soldier to be our first moderator here on this show where she can guide the chat room. Sister Soldier, I need you for that responsibility if you can do it. I also want you to be the one to shout out the chat room with the hearts every 15 minutes or so. We're going to give that task to Sister Soldier, who's been a loyal supporter of this show for years. So call me after the show. Miss Miko, we're going to still do the shout outs and all that, but we're going to have Sister Soldier in the chat room throwing those hearts out.
Okay. Hey, Sister Soldier, how you doing, girl?
I want to give a special shout out to Miss Miko, and I'll tell you why, guys. I text Miss Miko. I haven't spoken to Miss Miko, but I text her. And I text Miss Miko on Monday at the last minute talking about the show was canceled. And I felt really bad about that because she was ready to go because on the previous text, she was like, let's do this. And I was excited about it. But what happened was last week, my phone failed. My 570 number failed. I had that phone for 3 years. It was already paid for a year. And the phone completely, the screen went black. It was done. So I said to myself, all right, cool. Next week, let me go get another phone. But I have 2 phones.
Okay.
And guess what happened, Miss Miko? On Monday morning, before we started the show, my second device, which I also had for 3 years, because I had them both I purchased them both at the same time. Guess what, Miss Miko? That phone failed.
Terrible.
It failed at 750, whatever. There was enough in the phone for me to text Miss Miko.
Get you an iPhone, Shawn. Stop playing with them Androids. That's all I got to say. Stop playing with them Androids.
And I text the guest. I text Alea, told her we couldn't do the show. And then guess what happened? My phone went dead. Now remember, my other phone, the 570 number that everybody calls, that phone is done. Now my main personal device is done. Miko, technically for 4 hours, I couldn't communicate with nobody.
Or do nothing.
Do nothing. I was out there walking around looking at the trees, listening to the birds.
It's terrible. It's a horrible feeling.
It's a terrible feeling. Not to have one device, two devices. And Miss Miko, this happened at, like I said, 7:50 in the morning. I text you. The T-Mobile store didn't open until 10 o'clock. Which I think like these stores, these AT&Ts and these Verizons and all these stores should open up a little earlier.
For what? They got lives too. What, to make it easy for Shawn Harvey? It's retail. Retail hours are 10 to 6 or 10 to 7. What, they got open 6 o'clock in the morning because you have to do your show and your phone failed?
Mr. Speaker, I think it's more of an essential device. The world, everybody is on the device. These T-Mobile stores should be open up at 24 hours a day as the equivalent of a hospital.
No. Walmart needs to open back up 24 hours a day. That's what needs to be 24 hours.
Good morning, everyone in the chat room. We truly appreciate it. So, Miss Miko, now I have to wait, right, to 10 o'clock. I have no devices at all. I'm not trying to go to no repair place and figure out my phone. I'm not trying to do all of that. Harvey needs to be online immediately. I wait in front of the T-Mobile at 8:58. They open up the door. We start the process. I walked in there. I need 2 phones immediately. Miss Miko, they punch up my account. And guess what they said?
What?
They said, Mr. Harvey, you got to pay your current bill right now before we even start doing anything, sir.
That's what your ass get.
Sir, you're going to have to pay that bill right now. I said, I'm on the senior plan, sir. Is there any grace for seniors? I'm 60, sir.
Mm-mm-mm.
And the young man was like, no, Mr. Harvey, before we do any kind of services with you, we're going to need that buck and change right now, or you can leave.
Not, I'm a senior, sir. Not the old senior line. Not a 65 plus.
I'm 60 years old, sir. I know I got heavy swag, but I'm a senior. He said, I don't give a damn if you were 2,000 years old. You got to pay that bill, sir. So, Miss Miko, you know what I did? Because in these stores now, everything, they don't have cash registers no more. These little people got these little small devices that look like this. It doesn't even look like a phone. You tap your credit card in and all transactions are done. The day of the cash register is gone. And you know what I did, Miss Miko? I did the old school to that young king. I pulled out American paper money. Since you want that bill paid, since you need that 172, I'm going to give you 172 singles, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Because Harvey's old school. I still walk around with a few dollars in my pocket. Or as Smokey Suarez would say, a couple of dollars. And then, Miss Miko, they would not allow me to do any processing until I paid that bill. And Miss Miko, when I paid that bill, that opened up the floodgates. The young king was like, yo, what type of phone you want? We got the Galaxy 37, because he was like, yo, get the iPhone, Unc. I said, I don't do iPhones. I'm old school. I like the Android.
You need an iPhone. Had you had an iPhone, this would have never happened. We wouldn't have been having this conversation had you had an iPhone. You need an iPhone. For real.
I said, I'm from the Bronx, New York. I don't do iPhone, sir. Put a number 1 in the chat room. If you have an Android, put a number 2. If you have an iPhone. So then, Miss Miko, I paid my bill, and then here I go. I jumped back in, and I need 2 devices. I'm a senior. What can you do? Guess what he told me, Miss Miko?
What?
He said, you got to level up your plan for a few minutes to get all these other devices that you need, because on the senior plan, you're just a senior, sir. You are deemed irrelevant. Step your plan up, Unc. That's the motto. That's the tag of the day. Step your plan up, everybody.
So what happened?
So I said, nephew, what I got to do? Yeah, we got to bump that senior plan up for a few minutes and give you the premier package, sir.
Oh, he played you. you know you're not going back to that senior plan, right? You know that senior plan was a grandfather plan, right? And you know once you get out of it, you're not going back to that. I hope you're aware of that, Shawn. So when you popping all that stuff that me and my wife, we got these phones at $20 a month, we boiling, we this, we that. You know, old boy took you out of that. You're not going back to that, right?
Everybody, let's give Miss Miko a moment of silence for her knowing not what the hell she's talking about. Now,
I'm telling you.
Now, guess what happened, guys? When I put that plan up, it allowed me to get these phones without paying for them for a few minutes.
Okay.
And put a number 1 chat room. We got the Galaxy. Put a number 2 if you don't. And Miss Miko, I stepped that plan up because here was the objective, Miss Miko. And everybody, let's give Miss Miko a round of applause. She got that Vaseline popping on that face, and that skin looks good. Let's clap for her. She's a beautiful grandmother. Shout out to Miss Miko. And God bless that husband over there, Mike, who's paying all the bills over there. Where's Mike right now? I'll answer that question. He's at work. Shout out to my guy, Mike. Miko's never leaving that gravy train. You better believe it.
Be a fool if I do.
Same thing over here. You think, regardless of how my wife feel about me, she ain't leaving this gravy train. So, Miss Miko, guess what? The little nephew, because what was the objective? To get those phones.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Miko, guess what? I'm in T-Mobile for 2.5 hours.
Waste a day.
You wasted the whole day, but I need the devices.
That's too much.
Miss Miko, long story short, and we are out of this conversation. I got the devices. Well, there's more to the story. I got the devices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I paid for one device the moment I got the device, which allowed me to go back to my senior plan.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happened next, Miss Miko?
What?
I go to try to get on social media and I'm blocked out of Instagram. The Shawn Harvey Morning Show is blocked out of Instagram. Comedian Shawn Harvey Facebook, I'm blocked out. The phone doesn't recognize who I am. Instagram, I'm on phone with Instagram all day. They told me, sorry, we cannot help you. Come back to us in a few because we need to identify your new phone before we allow access to your Instagram account, your Facebook, your Instagram account on the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team, your comedian Shawn Harvey on Facebook. They locked me out of all of it.
Crazy.
The only page I have right now is my original Shawn Harvey page on Facebook, and I had to make a new Instagram page yesterday. Comedian Shawn Harvey on Instagram. Please follow me. So I don't went through all this trauma of not having no one to communicate with, and then I get the phone, and now I'm blocked out of social media. Thank God for Jesus.
Shawn. Only you.
Thank God for Jesus and only me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was thinking. I was sitting there looking at the skies and going, God, why me? What did I do wrong? Guys, I am officially blocked out of social media on Instagram. If you want to follow me, you got to go to the new page, if you don't mind, comedian Shawn Harvey. Both.
Shawn, but why are you blocked? What was the reason?
Because Instagram, the Meta, right? They call it Meta.
Mm-hmm.
Meta said, because I got two devices simultaneously that's brand new, they can't recognize the device. Both of them. So they don't know who I am.
But Shawn, Instagram, Facebook owns Instagram. So if you could get on Facebook, you could get on Instagram.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to share with Instagram via text message. I mean, emails, because you can't talk to nobody. So they said to me, we can't prove that it's you. I said, sir, it's me. These are new phones. They said, nope, you're done. Come back and see us in 2 weeks because we need you to use this new device so we can recognize who you are.
Right.
So I'm out of Instagram. I created a new page, comedian Shawn Harvey on Instagram. I don't know what the hell is going on in this world right now. And guess what? All my other apps, everybody, I got in with no problem. All my banking apps and all my wire transfers, no problem. Try to get into Instagram? Oh, hell no. I got back into my Bank of America app faster than I did Instagram.
That's crazy. That don't make no damn sense, Shawn. It gotta be because they're linked together. It gotta be something going on. Like, I don't understand what your phone has to do with it. It's your phone number that matters. So there's something not right. And for you to start over with comedian Shawn Harvey and build your followers all over again, that's messed up. Yeah, that's terrible. So I'm going through that right now. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not even going to lie to you. It hurts me and it's bothering me. I'm not even going to lie. I don't know what's going on. And Instagram got me on hold. Not only that, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team on Instagram is done. They spared the Shawn Harvey Morning Show group and this page. Thank God they allowed the morning show page to be in existence because they were going to shut that down. That's crazy. And the only reason why they didn't, because it's linked to my personal page. Shawn Harvey and the Shawn Harvey Morning Show team is linked together. That's the only reason why they allowed that. Instagram, I'm done for now. Mm-hmm. And then I had to deal with the feelings. I'm not saying I'm not like I could live without it. I wasn't depressed. I'm not going to kill myself, but I did feel feelings of inadequacy. I felt like I'm out here by myself in these streets.
in these social media streets.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta follow Miss Miko. I gotta follow all you guys right now. And guys, follow me back. Shawn Harvey, comedian Shawn Harvey on Instagram. Because I don't know what's going on. Oh, and that was another thing. Instagram told me that my pages were hacked.
Oh my God. No,
Bro, they
didn't.
told me my pages, and guess what? And you know why? It was my fault. Then we gotta move on from this. I tell you why it was my fault. Because Miss Miko, Instagram notified me that I didn't change my password. The last time I changed my password was March of 2024, a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because I didn't change my password, somebody got into my Instagram account. So what's the lesson here, guys, that are that's in the chat room? Change your passwords a little frequently. Because if you don't, somebody's going to seize your account. And that's what happened.
What was your password, Shawn? Comedian Shawn Harvey, 65?
No, I had my personal password is a really strong password.
Okay.
But they still got into it. So I would suggest that you change your password every 90 days or every 2 weeks, whatever. Keep changing your password to stay on top of this because I am locked out of everything right now. But again, it does fascinate me that all my banking institutions, all my wire services, all the things that I definitely need to you know what I'm saying, Ms. Miko, to go back and forth with transactions, that was a seamless process for me to identify myself and to get on social media. Brian Martindale from the Bronx, my guy. To get on social media, I can't get on it.
Right.
Okay, we're done. Welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Your boy Harvey's feeling inadequate right now because I am not on social media. I am not on Instagram. So on Facebook, I'm posting, follow me on my new page on Instagram, comedian Shawn Harvey. So all this is resolved. And guys, Sister Soldier is now the moderator of this chat room. I just gave her that responsibility and that task. When she throws the hearts in the chat room, guys, please follow along with her and put the hearts in the chat room. Go ahead, Miss Miko, what you got going on? Guys, thanks for letting me share. I got 2 new devices and I'm blocked out of social media. Shout out to Princess Cox, no pause. And thank God that Meta allowed the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team page to still exist. Thank you. Go ahead, Miss Miko. What you got?
I wanted to talk with you guys about this. I got to pull it up because I saved it. Oh my God, where's my phone? Okay. I got to go get my charger. My phone's about to die. I wanted to talk to you guys about all the people that Donnie pardoned. And there were some people that surprised me. Hold on, let me pull it up because I've been holding on to it since Monday. I hope I didn't lose it. 1 second.
And as a comedian, not being on social media, look, there you go. Listen, Sister Soldier just put the hearts in the chat room. Guys, when Sister Soldier put the hearts in the chat room, if y'all don't mind, could you follow her lead and put the hearts in the chat room? Please, if you don't mind, let's follow Sister Soldier's lead. She's our first moderator of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Princess Cox, no pause, Black Heart is our first chat room member. God bless him. And now Sister Soldier is our first moderator. And I see that she's posted the hearts and some of you are posting the hearts. So please, let's follow her lead. Go ahead, Miss Miko.
Hold on.
You want to hold on? Okay, while you at that, I got something else to say while she researching.
Hold on. Okay, I found it.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, no, that's not it. Go ahead, keep talking.
All right. And this is sports related. This is what's going on. It's crazy out here in these streets. There are people on FanDuel, DraftKings, and all these other betting platforms that are playing player props. What are player props, guys, before we move on? Player props is when you make a bet, place a bet on the individual player, but not the team. So, for example, if you want a player to score 20 points, you want to make a bet that he's going to score 20 points. But if he don't score 20 points, if he scores 19 points, you lose, okay? For sure, the class can follow along. But guess what's happening? Sports bettors are now threatening the individual athletes if they don't make the particular points. And one guy yesterday, do I have this on? Let me see if I have this. One guy yesterday threatened a young lady, was talking crap about her. What's this young lady's name? Her name was Gabby. Hold on, guys. Let me get the story.
All right, when you get the story, want me to go into mine?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Trump, our our beloved Donnie, in May of 2025, he pardoned 25 people. Some included a Army lieutenant, Mark Bradshaw, who refused to follow the COVID laws in 2020. He didn't want to work remotely. He didn't want to submit testing. He didn't want to wear face masks, so he was in jail. He got pardoned. James Callahan, a New York labor union leader, he reportedly received over $300,000 in gifts. And then after he received $300,000 in gifts, he went to concerts and stuff, and they locked his ass up. Trump pardoned him. Julian Todd Christie. I love Keeping Up with the Christies. I love that show. They were pardoned because they got pardoned for tax evasion, over $30 million in tax evasion. Julian Todd Christie, they got pardoned. Let me see who else. NBA Youngboy, a rapper from Louisiana. He should have stayed his butt in jail, but he got pardoned. Let me see what else. Who else got there? Michael Harris, he's an executive producer from Death Row Records. He served 33 years of a 25-year sentence after being convicted to commit first-degree murder. His stage name is known as Harry O. He began working as a social activist while in prison, and he adores Donald Trump, so he was pardoned because he's friends with Trump. And Donnie said that he will pardon Diddy if Diddy's convicted of these crimes because he was very, very, very nice to him, and he likes Diddy. So those are some of the people that Trump pardoned, and he will continue to pardon people throughout his 4 years as president. Hey, Alea, girl. We can't hear you.
Hey, there we go. Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good morning, girl.
I forgot I had put myself on mute for a second.
All right. Well, good morning, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko, and also Alea, the comedians, have joined us. Now, Alea, I was just talking about this when we'll get into this whole situation again. We'll swing back to the pardon. Alea, okay. I purchased 2 new devices and I'm locked out of Instagram. And I'm locked out of my Shawn Harvey Morning Show pages on Instagram. Okay. And I'm going through some heavy withdrawals right now because Instagram is telling me that because I got 2 new devices, we can't recognize those devices. So we're going to put you on ice for a few weeks because I got to use this phone so they can identify me, so they can reactivate my page. So what I did real quick, I made a quick comedian Shawn Harvey page on Instagram. But Alea, I'm going to tell you this right now. It took me all day for Instagram to get back to me to tell me that you're not going to get on the platform. And I felt sick. I swear to God. I felt isolated from the whole world.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to still go on with my life. And if I got to rebuild another page, I could do that. But this is the type of situation where some folks could be suicidal if they can't get on social media.
Right. Crashing out big time.
So at my elderly age right now, I could probably deal with it a little bit better because I've been around before social media when we was outside and we had quarters, nickels, and dimes in our pockets.
Right. Absolutely.
Alea, this is a major situation because like comedians and even people who's doing business, a lot of transactions and businesses are done on social media. It's right. Part of our, I'm not gonna lie, it's part of our identity. It's right. Part of my identity. Now I created this new Instagram page and I don't even know, I gotta friend everybody. I don't even know what's going on.
Right. You gotta start all over a little bit.
So I say all this to say, Alea, and guys, Alea, the comedian, is on deck, and we're going to talk to her about her career and everything. I pray that this happen to none of you guys on social media. And what I've learned, because Instagram notified me that my account was hacked because I didn't change my password for a year and a half, guys, please, every once in a while, change your passwords. Don't keep the same passwords because them bots and them AIs is out there snatching up your information. And I signed the consent to be on Instagram. I don't own Instagram. I'm just renting space there. But please know this. If you don't change your passwords every once in a while, you're going to get caught up like Harvey. Alea, when was the last time? And Alea got a whole bunch of followers on social media. And she's funny as hell, guys.
Thank you.
Alea, when the last, and I'll ask Miss Miko this and then we'll get back to the whole, situation. When was the last time you changed it? And everybody in chat room, I want you to answer that question as well. Alea, when the last time you changed your password?
I really don't want to. I had it for a while, since I created the account. Yep, and that I just don't want to change it. I don't, but I do know I probably should. And I might, but I will say that is we got to start creating backup pages because it's gonna happen. And as I was growing my following on the Alea comedian, I'm also growing my following on another page, but it's not Alea comedian as of yet. I just was like throwing some stuff out there. So I didn't like make it a business page or, a content creator page, but I do have a backup plan and I can hit professional mode once when I need to. But yeah, I was kind of aware, like, if I lose my, you work so hard for your followers. And,
Right.
So at the same time, while you're promoting on that page that got those numbers, you got to be like, hey, also follow me on this one just in case.
Right.
Well, Miss Miko, Jesus Christ, Alea sounds so nervous when I asked her that. She's like,
because I never did. And I still haven't. I never changed my password. And I like to keep things very simple. I'm like 78 when it comes to social media. So I want to keep things as simple. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Miss Miko, when the last time you changed your passwords on social media, anything like that?
I haven't changed it since I started my account back in 2009.
Wow.
I haven't changed it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Then guess what? For you guys, especially you two in particular, don't change it. Don't change nothing.
Yeah.
If this works,
I don't even know what it is, so I can't change it. I have no idea what it is.
So no, but then this is a perfect time for you to now get your password or if you forgot the password, start a new password, because I'm telling you right now, God forbid, Miss Miko, something happened to your device and you got to get a new device and you got to transfer things over. It's going to be such a challenge for you to do that. So at least get a password. So God forbid something happens to your device, you'll have all your passwords. Because it's going to be a challenge because that's what I'm going through right now.
Well, see, now some of the devices, they actually have a thing where they save your password, which, I mean, is it really good to have? Like, probably not. Yeah. So, but, for the most part, when I get a new phone, I'll go to sign in and the cloud that was on my old phone kind of backups everything,
And that's what Alea, that's what I thought that I felt so confident about changing all the information from my new phone to the old phone because all my information was stored in that little cloud that you talked about. But it still didn't matter. It was like, yo, no, we don't recognize you. We don't know who you are. And like I said before you came online, I got into all my banking institutions and all my wire transfers. No problem. No problem. Instagram? Oh, hell no.
Right.
Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Miss Miko, let's go back to your story again before we introduce our special guest.
Now I was reading the chat room. Brian Martindale, thank you for joining us. He said he's seen Alea. He absolutely loved her. She was funny.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
I was just reading through the messages,
Okay.
But my story was just everybody that Donnie pardoned. Like, he is going in. All of his friends, everybody that likes him, everybody said something nice to him or kind to him, his family, he is pardoning you. Harvard University is up. He ain't playing with them because they won't let his son into college. But if all you gotta do to be okay if you commit a crime is be nice to Donald Trump and let it be known that you're nice to him, and he will pardon you. Like he will Diddy. He said he ain't worried about Diddy being convicted because he will most likely pardon him because he was very, very kind to him when he was a free man. Well, because Donnie was at them freak offs, that's why.
Right. But you know what? I'm not even mad at Donald Trump for that. per se. If I was the president of the United States and my family members or my friends are in jail and I could get them out of jail, I'm getting them out of jail. I don't care who it is.
Facts,
You're right.
I'm getting my pick. My cousin, this nigga Charles is in jail. Yo, let Charles out.
Right.
If I got this power, I'm letting everybody out.
Right.
Because most presidents, they don't do that. They do it for special reasons or Christmas time, or they finally proven that this person was wrongly convicted. Never level with this. He's like, yo, everybody out the door. You don't have to be in jail. So, Alea, if you was president of the United States, how many of those cousins, aunties, your mom, dad, the dog, who you letting out?
I'm letting everybody out. And listen, I don't care what they did, huh? I might leave one person in there. I might leave one person, you know, that's my baby dad, you know, but other than that, other than that, everybody coming home.
Yo, Leah, you leaving your baby father in there?
Yeah, he gotta stay. He got it. We done found a new daddy, baby. We good.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning started right. The Queen, Miss Miko.
Oh, she's stupid.
I'm for real. Look, my son in the back, like, let me guess, it's gonna be my dad, huh? You're gonna leave my dad. Hey, sure. He back here crashing out like you is over that Instagram.
Oh my goodness, right. You don't give a damn about that. Yeah, your father got to stay in jail.
Yeah, that's what. If it's anybody, it's him. He gotta stay.
Yeah, but what about the phone call, Leah? What if he call you like,
Listen, if I'm the president, baby, I'm changing my number, location, everything is big. What is we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, Alea, who? I got enough money to erase your baby mom out your thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even got a kid, you know what I mean?
Welcome to the show. Place on forget get your voice out right. We have Alea, the comedian, on deck. Let's clap for this young lady.
Super dope,
Thank you.
funny. Like,
Thank you.
I love Alea.
I someone mentioned her name to me back in the day. Well, no, we get into that in a minute. Alea, how long you been doing stand up? Let's go through that whole thing. How did you get involved in stand up? Please.
So I've been doing it since 2019. And I never was like a fan of comedy. I was never like, oh, I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. It's my dream. I want to just go tell jokes in full of a room full of nobody. You know what I mean? Like, that was never it. But I had actually lost my best friend back in 2019. And my cousin was like, come out to Mexico with us. And I was like, girl, I'm grieving. I can't, you know. So I went out there, and Jadakiss, the rapper, he was out there, and my cousin, she knows him. They like grew up together. So she been like whispering to him this whole time, like, hey, you know, check her out. She's funny. Like, but no one ever said stand-up comedy. I just had like a personality on me. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yo, you know, you can get paid for being you. And I was like, what do you mean? And I ended up coming home and looking up stand-up comedy. I went to Boomerang in Harrisburg, and I got kicked out. Just Hilarious was performing. I thought I was going to open up for her. Wow, don't even ask. Okay.
We need
was like,
story
oh my
time.
God. I just knew that I was going to do some comedy or try. I didn't know what I was doing. I was drunk as drunk. And I got put out of Comedy Zone, and I caught a DUI that night. Yeah, it was all bad. So they let me back in, and I started the week after, and that's kind of how it started for me.
Yeah, you know, Alea has a unique brand of comedy. She tells the truth on stage. She is who she is on stage. I mean, guys, if you have never seen her perform, please come on out wherever she is to watch her perform. She's so funny, so hilarious, so down to earth, and so truthful. So, Alea, and then she's also growing in the game. I saw her perform. And I was like, all right. And someone someone else was like, yo, check out Alea. And I saw she's a little rough on the edges. And I said, yeah, but I see the potential. crazy potential. I see it.
Hmm.
So I even called on. I was like, yo, come on out, rock with me. And
Right.
we did some shows together. It went up and down for her at some of the shows, and but then you could see the growth. And
Right.
then after a while, Miss Miko, what you saw when we brought her out there was sort of like the finished product. She was
Yeah.
out there doing her thing,
She was
uh, uh,
rocking.
rock funny as hell,
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
and that's the progress of comedy, which is inspiration for me because I've been doing stand up so long that when I see a comedian like Alea go to another level with her funny, it's inspiration. It's an inspiration to me. It keeps me going.
Right.
So a shout out to comedians, comedian Leah and comedians like her that are just in the game for real. They got the objective to be funny, and it's an inspiration to us older cats to
Right.
continue to be funny. Now, when you step that funny up, though, Miss Miko, a lot of life changes happen.
Right.
Things get a little better in your life when you get funny.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
You,
right.
And crazy and crazy
you get
and
crazy.
crazy.
You might get a new baby father, might get a new relationship. Some relationships don't last long. But Aaliyah, how's your relationship game with your peoples out there in Harrisburg?
I got a good support system when it comes to me doing my shows, but like relationship wise, I'm kind of a loner,
Okay.
which is it's wild. I mean, I'm a loner, but like I don't know. I'm not in a relationship. I don't have a man because I be busy. Like, it's just I'm on the road all the time, and so they want to cuddle and do. I don't. I want to tell jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'm
gotta
not
keep it
trying to
funny.
do all that. Just do your part. Stick me and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Let's
Right.
just. We don't got to do all that. So some people don't understand that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's rough on that part. A bitch needs some. Excuse my
right.
language.
Right.
Yeah, needs. Okay.
So
But other than that, like my friends and everybody, it gets too expensive for them. You know what I mean? Because they don't have babysitters to come out every weekend that I got shows, and
yeah,
they don't have the money. They just spent $40 on a ticket, and they was drinking and had
yeah,
fun. So
Right.
it becomes a lonely ride when you're out there. But the comedy family, the comedians, have grown to like and love most of some of them,
yeah.
and they're pretty much like my I talk to comedians more than I talk to my homegirls.
Right.
Wow.
So yeah, I know the feeling with that. So, Aaliyah, before we go into our next story, Miss Miko, Aaliyah, when was that moment? I always ask this question when comedians come on our show. When was that moment like you was on stage and you said, "Wow, you know what? I really think I'm funny," because we all have that moment. It could be, for an example, a moment where you go on after a comedian that's funny,
Hmm.
because usually that's really the indicator right there. When you could go
Right.
on and follow a comedian that's funny, then that's kind of where you kind of belong in doing stand up. What was that moment for you before we go into wait, hold on, Princess. Introduce her to the SEAL team, Shawn. No commitments. Okay.
No commitments.
We get into the SEAL team in a minute. Aaliyah, what was that moment when you got off the stage and you said, you know what? Like I belong here. When was that moment?
Honestly, I would say I had did my first big stage at the Forum down in Harrisburg, and we had Carl Thomas, Smokey, Kelly Kells was out. Um, and I had opened up for them, and it was not a big crowd because it's a big it was like an arena, but not a lot of people came. And that was my first time maneuvering through a big stage like that.
Yeah.
I was very nervous, and I still don't believe in myself. Believe it or not, it's crazy. I just go with the flow around here. But when I heard the laughter from, everybody and like the engagement and like how I actually forgot about the nervousness, like normally I still kind of like in the back of my head, I'm like hoping that I don't mess nothing up. So it was that moment. And that was about 2 years ago.
Gotcha.
I, I was on that stage, and when I got off, I felt good. Like, oh my God, I really like, okay, friend, like,
Good.
okay. But
Good.
it's so crazy because that night somebody inboxed me and they was like, "Hey, can I call you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they called me and they was like, "Listen, I saw you when you first started." And they was like, I didn't think you were funny." That's
Yeah,
exactly what he said to me. He
yeah,
was like, but then we kept seeing how you started traveling and you were always places. And me and my wife kept saying, well, she got to be doing something.
yeah,
And he said, if you could see work overnight, that was you. Like you
yeah,
were, you could see your progress overnight. Like you could see it. And that meant so much to me. Like to call me and like
yeah,
criticize me and tell me that I'm good.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, well, that definitely is just such a good feeling when you're doing
yeah.
stand up, and we truly, yeah, appreciate you sharing. Princess, I don't think she's a SEAL team member, and what the SEAL team is, Alea, it's a bunch of our members that we're nasty as hell. Yeah, we were doing freak offs before the freak offs, but
Okay.
we were doing legal freak offs, consensual freak offs,
Okay.
and we've lost a few members throughout the years.
Oh,
And not because they passed away, because they stopped freaking off.
right.
Me and Princess is still nasty.
Okay.
So we're looking for two. Usually we have two women and two men. You know, we got the men, Miss Princess and myself. So we're looking for two new freak off members to join the SEAL team. But that's why he said all of that. Now, uh,
That sound too grown for me.
yeah.
I'm grown, baby, but I ain't that grown.
Okay, real quick before Miss Miko get back into her stories, and thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. And
Absolutely. Thank you,
guys,
Mommy.
let's give a round of applause so far to Alea, the comedian. Come on, let's clap for this young lady.
Appreciate you.
Okay, so players are getting harassed now, guys, for placing bets on. Oh, there go Miss Miko. All right, Miss
I'm
Miko, go
sorry,
ahead. Go
baby
ahead.
barely woke up. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
Oh
guys.
everybody,
Go
Lord.
with the baby.
let's clap for Baby Belly.
I saw her moving and she woke up. But Aaliyah, I wanted to say, you guys, if you don't catch her on a stage, follow her social media. She's funny as hell. She do skits.
you.
She tell jokes. When I say this girl's funny, Aaliyah, have
Thank
I
you.
not inboxed you like, girl, you got
Yeah.
me on the floor. She's
Yep.
real funny. So follow her social media if you can. And we're going to drop that in the chat as well. What's your social media, Aaliyah? So I could just put it in there.
It's Alea Comedian. Alea Comedian.
Could you
Okay.
could you also put my new
Oh my
Instagram
God.
page in there? Only got 6 members, if you don't mind. Yeah, please follow Aaliyah, man. There's a lot going on over there, and we truly appreciate it.
Appreciate
Miss
you.
Miko, what else you got?
Hold on. Really, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna do it in a second. Um, I don't got nothing, Sean. Take it because I gotta go make her bottle. I can't read because she's moving around.
So, two things. One, back to that whole Donald Trump situation. They got this big, beautiful bill going on with Donald Trump, right? And Elon Musk is now criticizing the bill. Remember, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they were
Yeah,
like Batman and Robin, and guess what? They're fighting with each other
I
because
heard.
Elon Musk is coming at Donald Trump yesterday. Now he called his bill a disgusting abomination, and he didn't know what Donald Trump was doing. So guess
Yeah.
what? Elon Musk and Donald Trump might be fighting back and forth right now.
Yep.
And in this bill, they're talking about cutting funds from Tesla in the bill. That's why he's really mad, because he wants this whole situation going on with these electronic cars. And that part of that bill, that money's being phased out. And that's why Elon Musk is going crazy. So there's going to be a fight between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, which is pure entertainment. That's one thing we could say about Donald Trump. I'm not a Republican. I don't vote for Donald Trump. I'm a Democrat. But there's one thing you could say about what's going on with the Trump administration. There's never a dull moment over there.
Ever.
Now, here's the problem, and it goes circle back to our Latinos. In this bill that Donald Trump wants to sign by July the 4th, he calls it the big, beautiful bill, which I think is hilarious. They want to cut Medicaid, guys. They want to cut Medicaid. They want to cut 11. They want to start with 11 million Americans that are on Medicaid. They're trying to cut the Medicaid and their health insurance. And y'all sit there and you're talking about your vote don't count. That's why 30 million Americans didn't even vote last year, because they didn't like Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. And guess what? Donald Trump becomes president, and now a lot of folks done lost their jobs. You done lost your Tesla, and now they cutting Medicaid from Americans. And who most of the folks that are Medicaid are minorities.
Yep.
So this Latin family is scared now that their Medicaid might get cut out of this. Their Medicaid might get cut if this bill passed. But it goes back to what I've been saying. Latino folks, why did you vote for Donald Trump in the first place? 65% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump, and I have no sympathy for you. Now your little Medicaid getting cut off and your little health insurance, and 11 to 20 million people depend on it, and Donald Trump is trying to phase it out because
But
he
he
want everybody to
also-
go back to work.
He's increasing the tax credit to $2,500 per family, and he's also helping American farmers, producers, and ranchers compete in selling their products. So that way, it's keeping the foreign markets out of their products. He's bringing everything back to the U.S. So he's doing some good things too with that bill, but he is giving it to us.
As long as there is coverage for the older people that can't go out and get it, I'm kind of with them on that.
Leave Section 8 alone.
Oh, he's not.
No.
Leave it alone. It's a
I'm sorry.
generational thing. And I understand that. I know people are like, why they gotta stay in the apartment for 15,000 years,
Right.
and why their daughters got a grandfather in. But let me tell you something. Medicaid, the health insurance, Section 8 is not even a fraction of the federal budget. It's only $25 billion. The federal budget is $70 trillion. They could just leave that alone. The United States government gives more money to the Ukrainians to fight Russia than they do for Medicaid. Now, put a number 1 in the chat room. If the federal government came to you today and said, yo, we got Section 8 certificates for you. Do you want it or not? Alea, if the federal government came to you today and said, do you want this Section 8, ma'am? Are you taking it? Or are you like, nah, I don't need that. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do my 50 hours. I'm going to do it the American way. What are you taking, Alea?
So yeah. Here's the thing. I personally, so first of all, I applied for Section 8 and I forgot to add my kids on the on the application. So I don't have it, and at one point I did bust my butt 50 hours and so forth for the rent that I'm paying. But I wouldn't take it just because of the areas that it's in. I can't live in those areas. Like my boys can't live in those areas. Sometimes you have to go to the hood to actually.
Oh man, did we lose Alea?
Listen, guys. Sister Soldier has put more hearts in the chat room. Could y'all please follow her lead? Could y'all please follow her lead and put the hearts in the chat room? Go ahead, Alea.
Okay, can y'all still see me? All right, good. Yeah. So I would say no.
Okay.
Because you still gotta pay, like, whatever. I mean, right now I'm not working. So yes, if they did come to me and say, did you want it? Yeah, I would, because I probably wouldn't have to pay anything.
Miss Miko, ask me. Hey guys, let's put those hearts in the chat room. Miss Miko, ask me if the Trump administration came through and said, yo, we got Section 8 for your old ass, Harvey. Are you taking it? Ask that question to me, Miss Miko.
Shawn,
yes,
being a man of a certain age.
Yes. I'm taking that Section 8. I'm moving into the worst neighborhood. I'm going to move into that apartment. I'm going to build a fortune in that bitch. I'm going to get out of Section 8. I'm going to pay those $23. I am in the building. And you know why? Because once again, it's only a fraction of the entire federal budget. It's only costs $21,000 for the federal government to house folks in Section 8 in this country. Alea says she's not taking it. Harvey's taking that Section 8 ASAP. Miss Miko.
Yep.
You got baby Bailey on your shoulder right there.
Yep, I'm taking it.
You got a nice life over there.
I'm still taking it.
Thank you. Let's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I the way my anxiety's set up, I can't live in a hood. I'm sorry.
But Section 8 don't always have to be in the hood.
It doesn't, but if we're talking about going through the proper way of them saying, "Hey, you got to move to where the district is first," then yeah, I
Oh
wouldn't
my
take it.
God. Yo, Miss Pico, look, this is
You can move to like Sunbury, PA,
yeah,
where it's not really the hood, but it's out there, it's
yo,
farmland, and you can stay there for a year to transfer.
yo, this
Right.
this
See, that's what
this
I'm saying.
paper,
It's that year to
this
transfer.
this paper is baby Bailey. Miss Pico's like that. Yeah, I'm taking it. Yeah, I'm taking it,
Sure
baby.
is
Yeah,
taking
I'm
all of
taking.
it.
Okay, let's ask the folks in the chat room. Put a number one chat room. Trump administration comes knocking on your door right now and say we got Section 8 for that ass. You might have to live in the hood, or you might have to live somewhere in the middle of the state. Are you taking that Section 8? Yes or no? You're gonna do the old-fashioned way. Get your punk ass up there and go to work every day and
I'm
work
gonna
in the.
take the Section 8, stay in my house, but still keep that apartment and just pop in here and there. And then after a year, I'll transfer into a beautiful 7-bedroom house.
This is what
Ooh,
I'm talking.
okay.
This is
Okay.
what I'm talking about. I just said
Okay.
the same thing. I will sit there in the cave. I'm in the hood. I'm in Section 8. I'm paying those
Okay.
$80 a week. I'm a bill that, and then I'm gonna get out of there.
Can I
God,
change my answer? Can I?
go ahead.
Not you want to
I
take
just,
the
I just
answer.
want to change it because I thought y'all was going to judge me if I said yeah. So since y'all, yeah, I'll move in the hood. Yeah, even if they shooting and we unpacking the U-Haul, we got it. We can duck.
Right. We don't use the N word on this show. We say neighbors. You
Okay.
are you in a room with a bunch of neighbors right now, and I'll prove it to you right now. Put a number one in the chat room if you're taking that Section 8. Put a number two if you're not. Now, let's get back to the sports betting and let's clap. We got the one and only comedian, Alea, the comedian on deck. Funny as hell.
Thank you. Thank you.
They taking sports betting to a whole nother level, Miss Miko and Alea, the comedian. People are making individual bets on individual players. They call prop bets. And when the player don't win the bet, the folks that make the bet are going to the arenas and threatening the particular individual players.
You lying? Are you serious?
Yo, one guy, there was this girl, her name was Gabby. I got the story here. I apologize. I'll get the story. She's an Olympic runner, and she was running in Philadelphia somewhere. And this dude was harassing her at the start line, talking
That's
about
crazy.
you gonna lose. The other girl gonna win. Matter of fact, the other girl married a black man. You married to a white guy. You can't
Wow.
win. We hope you pull your hamstring. Like he's saying all of that before the race. And don't you know, because he harassed her, she lost the race.
Yeah, her
He,
mom was jittered. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
he,
Like,
he goes on social media. He goes, yeah, she lost. That meant I won my parlay. I won money today. She said that throughout the day, he was following her, harassing her, talking about you not going to win, you're not going to do this. And she
oh my
felt
goodness.
uncomfortable. Now, also, the New York Knicks, Jalen Bronson, said he gets death threats almost every other game. He said recently some dude reached out to him and said he's going to kill his family
What?
if he doesn't perform and score these 25 points.
What?
Yeah, and they also said that to a baseball player as well in the major leagues. So guess what, guys?
What?
They might
Yeah,
take
actually,
away. What's up? Well, who's that on? Who was that on the on?
this is Zayden. Zayden.
Hey,
Hi,
hey
Hi,
Zayden.
Zayden.
Hi
Satan.
Zayden.
Yeah, bad Zayden.
Hey Zayden. Zayden, know that your father's never coming home.
Just
No,
shut up.
that's the other one. Look, that's the other one. I got two baby dads. Okay.
Oh,
This one,
you
this,
outside, Aaliyah. You
yeah,
outside, outside.
yeah. Just was at the clinic last week. It's all good though. Don't
Well,
even
well,
worry
well,
about it.
well, Aaliyah, well, the second baby daddy, would you pardon him?
Yeah, I done had him live with me and help me. Like that's my best friend. He helps me with he helps me with the other one that's not his. So yeah.
Okay. Uh, So yeah, let's give him a round. So he helps you with the other baby as well.
Yeah,
Let's
the
give him
other,
a
the
round. Let's
little
give
one.
him a
Yeah,
round of applause.
Shout out to him.
yeah, he all right.
Because I'd have been like, I don't know. I don't know. Son.
Sure, you a jerk.
I don't know. All right. So now these players are getting harassed, Alea.
Yeah,
And now they're starting a coalition, a group is starting a coalition to have the sports books where people place their wagers to eliminate the prop bets where you can't bet on individual players anymore.
yeah,
Just the team. Now I don't know
yeah,
if that's ever gonna happen because sports betting made $14 billion last year. But I know these players need to step up, and the players need to look at because they can look on the sports betting
and
for
see what
themselves.
the app. Okay,
Yeah, they
there
could
you
go up
go.
there, and if I was an athlete, I'd be like, yo, I need to score these 10 points
Right,
because I don't want to get killed.
right,
And that's what it's going down to because a lot of people are now sports betting. I'm a sports bettor myself.
right.
So this industry has exploded. So now you got a lot of individuals who are betting and they're betting a lot of money and they're losing and they're really trying to take it out on the player that they betted
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that's wild.
Alea, have you ever placed a bet on sports?
FanDuel, is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, I have.
Okay. Alea, if you was to bet on both of your baby fathers to run like 100-meter run, 100-yard dash, Alea, who's winning? Baby father number one, the one the one that you won't pardon, or baby father number two. Who's the most athletic baby father?
Ha.
Who who's the most? And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're about to get out of here in a minute. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team. We'll be back tomorrow with another guest. But we do appreciate Alea for her time today, and thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you.
And Alea, once we finish this, we would love for you to give your social media, and so my folks can follow you, and we appreciate it. But Alea,
Absolutely.
if you got two baby fathers,
I got two.
that's the average black man got 2.7 baby mothers. But Leah, if both your baby fathers was running a 100-yard dash, which one of the baby fathers is gonna win?
I don't know. I want to say number two, but like number two, a little fat. He got a little. I could see him being out of breath. He be complaining about his leg. The other one, he runs after females, so I could see that. So I don't. I would say the one that I wouldn't get pardoned.
You don't like that man.
I did not. I didn't. I think I'm giving him that credit right there. I'm giving him that. You know what I mean? Like, if he had a choice, I might have to. I might have to pardon him to let him come out and win.
I can't.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to be bitter.
Oh my God. Guys, we truly, Miko, you're gonna get the last word, but before we get the last word, and guys, Sister Soldier just put the hearts in the chat room. If you don't mind, could you follow her lead and place in the chat the hearts in the chat room? Sister Soldier, please call me at 9:30 after the show. Alea, we truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. I am so happy for your comedy career. Please keep doing what you're doing. I am also a fan of yours. And I remember we did a show in the Poconos last year, and she was like, "What the hell?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah. I was a little. I ain't even. I was like, oh my God, he's never gonna ask me to come with him to a show
Yeah.
again. So
And
thank you for not,
you know, you know,
understanding that we have those
you,
days.
you know what that's about? That's really true comedy right there.
Yeah.
Because we all have our ups and downs in our careers.
Hmm.
And even though you didn't have a good night that night, that was just that night. Because like I
Right.
said, I saw the potential. So,
Right.
but I know that's how we think. Like, oh my God, I didn't do well. This guy's never gonna call
Never
me
gonna
again.
book me again.
And
Yep.
what happened again? That phone kept ringing.
Yep.
Leah, let's go.
I
Let's
was
go.
like, all right,
Let's
you know
go.
what? Yeah, I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. And you're inspiration to me as well, Shawn. When I first seen you, I was like, I low key was like, oh my God, I'm probably not gonna like, and now I'm, I'm not at your level, but I'm definitely, I can follow up behind you, I'm
Yeah,
not scared,
yeah.
so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, you're definitely dope, and I love your energy, and the love you've shown since we met. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yo, guys in the chat room, you hear that love I'm getting, guys? Did you hear
Sean, you
that love that I'm
Yeah,
getting?
gotta
Say
give you
that,
your
He's like he's
Aaliyah,
flowers.
fishing for compliments. I don't even know
Aaliyah,
why he
Aaliyah,
told that and
Aaliyah,
put his head up. His head
Aaliyah,
all
say that
big.
one more time because these neighbors in here, they keep forgetting. Say that one more time.
Hold on, I think they're coming with the Section 8
Hey, got my man Ching Ching and yo Ching, call me, bro.
What's up,
Cause you
Ching?
playing. You playing, bro.
Hi, Ching Ching.
Yo, Ching, call me after the show. Cause I called him yesterday. He like, I can't talk right now. I'm at work. I was like, all right, cool. Call him back. Then he
What's
didn't
up,
pick up.
Ching?
Call me, bro. Alea, where can my peoples find you and where can we follow you and we definitely truly appreciate you. So we give you the floor before Miss Miko give the last word.
Absolutely. You guys, everybody can follow me at Alea Comedian, Alea Comedian, on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I do have my own website, so if you want to purchase merch or see where I'm at next, that's usually updated. It's aleacomedian.com. Very simple. Everything Alea Comedian. So appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Guys, as you see, Sister Soldier was asking for the hearts in the chat room. Can you please follow Ali? We truly appreciate you. And let's give a shout out before we give the last word to Aaliyah, both of Aaliyah's baby dads. God bless both of them. Miss
Not God
Miko,
bless both of them, just one.
Leah's
right,
stupid.
right, right.
That's horrible.
Uh, Miss Miko, you and Baby Bailey got the last word.
My last word is be the best version of yourself. Everyone else
Mhm,
is taken.
mhm.
Whoa.
I
I
love that.
love one more time, please.
Be the best version of yourself. Everyone else is taken.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, guys, we truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow. Feel Good Friday. Thank you so much. Leah and Miss Miko, let's wave at these folks. And we
See
see you
y'all.
guys tomorrow. Aaliyah, thank you so much for your time. We truly
Thank you for
appreciate
having
you.
me. Thank you
Let's
for
go.
having me.
I'll
Bye,
call y'all
y'all.
guys later. We are
All
out of
right.
here. Let's go.